ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. First canto, chapter 9, describes about Bhīṣma Dev. Bhagavatam is such a wonderful scripture. All glories to Prabhupada, who made it so easily available for all of us. See, Bhagavatam is also talking about Mahabharata, some sections of Mahabharata. But then it does not talk about any section from any other place which does not speak about pure devotional service. Only Shuddha Bhakti is glorified. Only Shuddha Bhakti is elaborated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, it is said that there is no mala, there is no dirt in Srimad Bhagavatam. What is this dirt all about? The dirt is the desire for enjoying, sense enjoyment. The dirt is desire for moksha. All these are different dirts. And Bhagavatam is free from all that. Bhagavatam just talks about pure devotional service. It condemns everything else. Anyone who is not aspiring to be a pure devotee, and if that person reads Bhagavatam, two things might happen. He might become a pure devotee or he might die. Because whatever is aspiring for, Bhagavatam is condemning. The person might just faint. What is this? Throughout my life, whatever I am doing, Bhagavatam is saying is useless. That's the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. And therefore we see a section that is taken from Mahabharata and very beautifully elaborated by Shukadeva Goswami on the banks of Ganga to Parikshit Maharaj. Very intense. And this prasanga is about Bhīṣma Dev. Now after the battle of Kurukshetra, before the battle of Kurukshetra, Arjuna went into depression. Looking at all the kinsmen, and Kṛṣṇa spoke Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna came out of depression and he fought. Arjuna asked that, what should I do? You please tell me. And Karishye vachanam tava. I will do whatever you want, O Lord. And Lord said, fight. He fought. The entire battle was successfully done. The Pandavas won. Kauravas lost. Yudhishthira Maharaj was the king now. But Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was condemning himself that I am the cause. I am the cause of this huge massacre that has taken place on this battlefield. So many people died because of me. And he went into depression. So one before Kurukshetra battle and one after Kurukshetra battle. But the counselor was same. Before also it was Kṛṣṇa, after also it was Kṛṣṇa. And counselor's speech was also same Bhagavad Gita, before and after. But the only difference was, before Kurukshetra battle, Kṛṣṇa was successful in counseling Arjun. But then, after the Kurukshetra battle, Kṛṣṇa was pretty much unsuccessful when it comes to counseling Yudhishthira Maharaj. And you know why he was unsuccessful? Because he, within the heart of Yudhishthira Maharaj, was not allowing Yudhishthira Maharaj to get convinced. So Kṛṣṇa is speaking to convince Yudhishthira Maharaj, but Kṛṣṇa from within Yudhishthira Maharaj is not allowing him to get convinced. This is the drama of our Lord. Why is he doing this drama? Because he wanted to glorify Bhīṣma Dev. Then he told Yudhishthira, you should go to Bhīṣma and you should learn from him. He knows much better. You go and learn from him. And Bhīṣma Dev was there on the bed of arrows, but his head was hanging. There was no support for the head. And everyone was searching what to do now. And Arjun, who actually created the bed of arrows for Bhīṣma Dev, he understood. Bhīṣma Dev wants a pillow. Now when the bed is made up of arrows, how can the pillow be of cotton? You know what Arjun did? He removed 3 arrows and he shot. And these 3 arrows pierced the forehead of Bhīṣma Dev and it came out and that became the pillow. And Bhīṣma Dev was smiling. How's that? इसको कहते हैं क्षत्रिया. Majority of us belong to Shudra class. हम लोग तो बाप रे क्या चल रहा है ये? We will not understand. So Bhīṣma situation was this. And at that time, Yudhishthir Maharaj and the other 4 Pandavas and so many other great personalities, along with that the greatest personality is Kṛṣṇa, they went close to Bhīṣma. And Yudhishthir Maharaj, tears in the eyes. All the Pandavas, tears in the eyes, are standing in front of Bhīṣma. Bhīṣma is lying on the bed of arrows, but he is consoling all of them. Don't worry, sab theek ho jaye. And then Yudhishthir Maharaj started asking questions. When Yudhishthir Maharaj started asking questions, Bhīṣma with full clarity, he was speaking. Bhīṣma spoke about Varna Dharma, Ashram Dharma, Stri Dharma, Raja Dharma, Kula Dharma. He went on describing all of that. This is called as clarity of a pure devotee. For a pure devotee, his body is not dictating him. His mind is not dictating him. He himself is speaking. We see so many great souls. Their bodies might not be working. Like for example, take our dear Acharya Srila Prabhupada's example. There was a point when Srila Prabhupada's entire body was paralyzed. Only head, only the part above the neck was still working. Everything else was paralyzed. But still, during that time, Srila Prabhupada, with full clarity, he was dictating the Bhakti Vedanta purports to 10th canto, chapter 14. Prabhupada was doing this. Full clarity. Even when Prabhupada is about to leave the body, a few days before, Prabhupada, with full clarity, is dictating the purports to Srimad Bhagavatam verses. This clearly shows that the material body cannot dictate a pure devotee. Pure devotee is independent. Because he is liberated from the material body, he is just waiting for the right time. And that was the situation of Bhīṣma. And when the auspicious time came, Bhīṣma did something very wonderful. Shukadeva Goswami says, Bhīṣma's speech, his mind was scattered. Because he is speaking a lot of things. And many of it is material. Varna Dharma, Ashram Dharma, Stri Dharma, Raja Dharma, etc. So what Bhīṣma did is, he decided now is the right time to leave the body. Bhīṣma, he took all that, whatever was scattered, I mean his mind and his speech, and he focused it. He focused it on Kṛṣṇa. Isn't that wonderful? Even before we start our chanting or any sadhana for that matter, we are also like that, no? See, when it comes to Bhīṣma, he had so many responsibilities, so many. And he was involved in so many different things. And similarly, all of us, we might not have so many responsibilities and activities to do like Bhīṣma, but we also have some activities and our minds are distracted. But the one thing that we have to understand is that we have to practice what Bhīṣma is doing here. The practice is, when we sit for sadhana, like for example, now we are doing Shravana. You are hearing, I am speaking. Both of us, we have to do one thing. That mind, it might be distracted, it might be scattered. Pull the mind and tell the mind, this is the important activity, let me focus. Bhīṣma did that. Bhīṣma's speech was scattered, Bhīṣma's mind was scattered, but he got all that and he focused it on Kṛṣṇa. So what did Bhīṣma do? Here is a very wonderful section that we are beginning. First canto, chapter 9, shloka 31. Vishuddhaya dharanaya hata shubhas tad ikshaiva shugata yudhashramaha nivritta sarvendriya vritti vibhramas Tushtavajanyam visajan janardhanam. Vishuddhaya dharanaya. Pure meditation. By pure meditation, what was Bhīṣma doing? Tad ikshaya eva. He was looking at Kṛṣṇa. With full focus, he's looking at Kṛṣṇa. When he was looking at Kṛṣṇa, what happened? Hata ashubha. All the material inauspiciousness that was there, that was completely destroyed. All the ashubha, all inauspiciousness was completely destroyed. And what else happened? Gatayudhashramah. As I already said, Bhīṣma's situation was not something very pleasurable. He was lying on the bed of arrows. It will be painful, no doubt, but Kshatriya, no? He was just tolerating the pain. But then, when this particular thing happened, when he was looking at Kṛṣṇa, Gatayudhashramah, all the bodily pain that was there because of the wounds created by these sharp arrows, all that pain was vanquished at one go. What else happened? Nivritta sarvendriya vritti vibhrama. All the activities of the senses, the external activities of the senses stopped. And what he did? Tushtva, he started offering prayers. To whom he started offering prayers? Janardhana, Kṛṣṇa. And what is the situation in which he is offering prayers? Janyam Visrajan. When he is at the point of quitting his body, he is offering prayers. See, in this shloka, very beautifully it is described. The first point that is made is Vishuddhaya Dharanaya. Pure meditation. What is pure meditation? If you ask people in general nowadays, they'll say pure meditation means close your eyes and think nothing. That's pure meditation. But we as devotees, from Bhagavatam we understand that dharana or deep meditation, Vishuddhaya Dharanaya, pure meditation is nothing but fixing one's mind on Kṛṣṇa, focusing on Kṛṣṇa. That is pure meditation. Nothing else can be pure meditation apart from this. Therefore, so much is glorified about meditating on Kṛṣṇa. And whenever there is this word comes, meditation on Kṛṣṇa, immediately Prabhupada says, meditating on Kṛṣṇa means chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whenever we read in Prabhupada's purports, you will see, whenever he talks about meditation, immediately he will say, the best meditation in the age of Kali Yuga is chanting the holy names of the Lord. This is the purest form of meditation. Here, Bhīṣma Dev, he is looking at the Supreme Lord, he is completely fixed his entire existence on the Lord. Vishuddhaya Dharanaya. Hata Shubha. All inauspiciousness was removed. Now, it's a very important point to note, what is this all this inauspiciousness? One point made by Acharyas is, he was distracted completely. All the distraction was completely removed. That is, all inauspiciousness being removed. To be frank, this is what is inauspiciousness. This is what even Lord Chaitanya in second verse of Shikshastakam he says, Namna makari bahuda nija sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalah etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaivam idrisham iha janinanuragah. He says, Durdaivam, I'm so unlucky. Durdaivam, my misfortune. It can also be equated to inauspiciousness. What is that? Offenses. Offenses while chanting the holy names is considered to be very inauspicious. It's described that Niraprad naam loy paya prema dhan. Very simple to get Krishna prem. Very simple to get this treasure of Krishna prem. What is that? Niraprad naam loy. Just chant without offenses, you will attain Krishna prem. As simple as that. But it's not simple for complicated people like us. There's so much of distraction in our day-to-day life. And that distraction is the mother of all the offenses, as told by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Harinam Chintamani. Inattentiveness is the mother of all the offenses. Therefore, the inauspiciousness in the life of a devotee is created by being inattentive while doing sadhana bhakti. This is the inauspiciousness. And here, we have a Siddha, Bhīṣma Dev Mahajan. And he was distracted. And when he became focused, his all inauspiciousness was removed. So this is one understanding that is given. Srila Prabhupada says a very wonderful thing. He says, the material body is a gift of the material energy. Material energy means illusion, Prabhupada says. Identification with the material body is due to forgetfulness of our eternal relationship with the Lord. Why is it that we keep telling that I am so and so, this is my body, I belong to this family, this country, etc., etc.? There's only one reason for that. We are purely in illusion. And because of that illusion, we identify with this body. And therefore we say, I am this body. We might not explicitly say, I am this body. As devotees, we all understand we are not this body or spirit soul. But our activities naturally tells everyone else that this person is not spirit soul, his body. Naturally it will tell. The possessiveness that we have for various things of this material world, the tendency of sense gratification, and the temporary relationships that we value so much, all that shows that we are very much engrossed in this temporary body. And why is this happening? Only one reason. Because the Sambandha Jnana is not clear. We have forgotten our eternal relationship with Kṛṣṇa. We have forgotten that Kṛṣṇa is my master and I am Das. I am servant of Kṛṣṇa. Only because of this one reason. Only because of this one reason. When Sambandha Jnana becomes clear, the person is properly situated in his constitutional position of being servant of Kṛṣṇa. And here Prabhupada is making it very explicit. Identification with material body is due to forgetfulness of our eternal relationship with the Lord. For a pure devotee of Lord like Bhīṣma Dev, this illusion was at once removed as soon as Lord arrived. So as soon as Lord arrived there, Bhīṣma Dev was very clear, here comes my master. And Bhīṣma Dev is in Dasya Bhav, he is serving the Lord in the mood of servant. He says, oh, my master has come. All the inauspiciousness removed. Now he is no more thinking that I am some great military man. He is very clear, I am servant of Kṛṣṇa. He is situated in that mode now. And Prabhupada quotes a shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita, where he says that when there is Kṛṣṇa, there is no Maya. Kṛṣṇa Surya Sama, Maya hai andhakar, jahan Kṛṣṇa taya nahir, Maya radhikar. Very clear. Who is Kṛṣṇa? He is Surya Sama. And what about Maya? She is like andhakar. And as soon as there is sunrise, there is no darkness. As soon as Kṛṣṇa comes, his presence removes all the darkness, removes all Maya. And here, Prabhupada is quoting that. And he says, therefore, just on the arrival of Lord Kṛṣṇa, all material contamination was completely removed. So only this is needed. For material contamination to be removed, only this is needed in the life of a devotee. Arrival of Kṛṣṇa. Can Kṛṣṇa be forced to arrive somewhere? Did Bhīṣma Dev force Kṛṣṇa to arrive? Kṛṣṇa comes automatically. When he is pleased with his devotee, he manifests himself. Otherwise, we cannot do anything. We cannot. At one place I was reading that even when it comes to anarthas that all of us are struggling with, we cannot get rid of these anarthas by our own self. Kitna bhi mehnat kar lo, it will not go away. Only when Kṛṣṇa reveals himself, only when Kṛṣṇa wants, these anarthas will be removed. I felt this point to be very, very important for a sadhaka. Because all of us are struggling with anarthas. But unless and until Kṛṣṇa does not reveal himself to us, anarthas will not go away. Will not go away. Therefore, devotees keep praying to Kṛṣṇa. Only you can remove my anarthas. Only you can kill all the inauspiciousness that I have. And here it's very clear. All material contamination was removed just by the arrival of Kṛṣṇa. Tad ikshaya gatayudha shramaha. So tad ikshaya, one point is that Bhīṣma Dev is looking at Kṛṣṇa. And another very important thing is, Lord is looking at Bhīṣma Dev. And when Lord was looking at Bhīṣma Dev, this miracle took place. Gatayudha shramaha. All that pain that Bhīṣma Dev was going through because of the wounds of the sharp arrows, all that was vanquished at one go, just by the glance of Kṛṣṇa. Now, some materialists might say, how is all this possible? This is too much. Just by glance of someone, how can a person get rid of all the pain? A material example is given as an argument. See, when it comes to fishes, they nourish their eggs by glancing. How the birds nourish the eggs? They sit on the eggs. By their constant touch, they nourish the eggs. And that's how the eggs will hatch and the offspring will come out for the birds. But when it comes to fishes, they lay the eggs and they just keep glancing on the eggs. Because they cannot sit anywhere. Where in the waters they'll sit. They'll keep glancing at the eggs. And just by glancing at the eggs, these eggs are nourished. and the eggs hatch. And the small fishes come out of the eggs. So here the argument is, if a mere fish, not even human being, we're talking about fish. If a fish can nourish some entities by its glance, what to talk about Supreme Personality of Godhead? Just by his glance, anything can happen. Arey Baba, just by his glance, his material will manifest. What is so great about when Bhīṣma Dev is being glanced by the Lord, his pains completely getting vanquished? What is so great about it? So the ones who know Shastra clearly, they understand, oh, this is all normal for the Lord. Lord glanced and all the pain is removed. Nivritta sarvendriya vritti vibhrama. What else happened? When Lord glanced, when Bhīṣma Dev is taking darshan of the Lord, Prabhupada writes, Bhīṣma Dev was thus able to transcendently situated by stopping the activities of the impure senses in collaboration with matter. Now, Prabhupada's statements are very emphatic. Impure senses in collaboration with matter. Any newcomer will have to read this line multiple times to understand what is this collaboration? What is collaboration business that he's talking about? See, senses are pure. After all, senses are spiritual. Only because we come in touch with matter, only because of that the senses become impure. Only because of that. See, even in this life, for that matter, just as an example, when we take birth, our body, our gross body, does not have experience of this material world. But due to whatever tendencies we might have acquired, or make it more practical, by the association of people in general, we start doing various activities, and somehow our senses, they get these impressions, the unfortunate impressions of sinful activities. And naturally, the senses become trained, and they're impure. Naturally, they become impure. So, going more subtler, this is gross, going more subtler. As soon as we come to this material world, our consciousness becomes impure and our senses become impure. And how do we say that our senses are impure? There's only one thing that the senses want to do. They want to enjoy. As soon as this one word comes, enjoyment, independent of Kṛṣṇa, remember, that is the cause of impurity. And here, because of that, the senses are impure. Therefore, as soon as we come in touch with matter, with a desire for sense gratification, senses go impure. The soul is originally pure, and so also the senses. By material contamination, the senses assume the role of imperfection and impurity. By revival of contact with the Supreme, Lord Kṛṣṇa, the senses again become freed from material contaminations. The only way to get rid of all the contamination, the impurity in the senses, is coming in touch with Kṛṣṇa. If you really think that you're struggling with your senses, you're struggling with your own anarthas, and you really have this desire that I want to serve Kṛṣṇa as a pure devotee, I'm sure if devotees are chanting 16 rounds, it means they have the desire that they want to serve Kṛṣṇa. They want to attain Kṛṣṇa's eternal service. But then there's a struggle that the devotee goes through because of the impurities within. But if the devotee really wants, the sadhaka really wants to get rid of the impurities, the contamination, here is the sutra that is given by Srila Prabhupada in his purport. He has to constantly be in touch with Kṛṣṇa. Constantly. And what do you mean by constant touch with Kṛṣṇa? Executing 64 Angas of Bhakti. Starting with Shravan Kirtan. If the devotee is in constant touch with Kṛṣṇa, because Kṛṣṇa is absolute, his name, form, qualities, pastimes are all absolute. So as soon as we come in touch with Kṛṣṇa's name, when we're chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, as soon as we come in touch with Kṛṣṇa's form, how do we touch Kṛṣṇa's form? Just by glancing or just by taking darshan of beautiful Archa Vigraha form of the Lord? Or by touching various different aspects related to the Lord, the different paraphernalias related to the Lord. Going to the Lord's abode, that is different dhams, various performed pastimes. Just by doing all these activities, we see that our senses come in touch with Kṛṣṇa and our senses get purified. And it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time the senses will get purified. All the devotees sitting here who have been chanting from quite some time, who have been executing dangas of sadhana bhakti from quite some time, surely you'll be able to agree with me. All that we were struggling with, if not all of it, but surely a great amount we might experience, we might have got rid of it. If not a great amount, at least some, based on the intensity of your bhakti and the time that you're investing. You'll be able to see the difference, that the contamination that was there, maybe in our thought process, just as an example, just with these practices that we have done, from maybe for months or years or whatever, all that contamination to a great extent will be removed when it comes to simple, that is thought process. And what to talk about our desires and what to talk about our tendencies. With time, that also is purified completely. So here we understand that Bhīṣma Dev, when he's looking at Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa is glancing at Bhīṣma Dev, these things are taking place. One is Gatayudha Shramaha. He's freed from the pain or the wounds created by the sharp arrows. Second is Nivritta Sarvendriya Vritti Vibhramaha. Nivritta Sarvendriya Vritti. One is this. All the senses, they became inert. And Vibhramaha. They were completely distracted, contaminated, as Prabhupada is saying. And now they became very purified. Just by coming in touch with Kṛṣṇa. Srila Rupa Goswami, he tells something on these lines, where he glorifies the holy name. One gopi is telling another gopi, and this is Rupa Goswami's mode. Tunde tandaviniratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye karna kroda kadambini ghatayate karna budebhya spraha chetah prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritim no jano janita kriyadbhiramritaye krishneti varnadvai. Two varnas, Kṛṣṇa. How much sweetness is there? One gopi is asking another gopi. Because they are tasting Kṛṣṇa's holy name. They are having the attraction towards the Lord and they are talking to each other. They are saying, one gopi is telling another gopi, oh Sakhi, how much sweetness is there in these two syllables, Kṛṣṇa, that when I chant, I feel like having millions of tongues. When I hear, I feel like having millions of ears to hear these holy names. And then, when that enters my heart, at that time what happens? Same thing what Bhīṣma Dev is experiencing. Sarvendriyanam kritim. All the senses become inert. And the other way to put it forward is, all the senses are completely enlivened. Completely enlivened. So just by chanting the holy names properly, just by coming in touch with Kṛṣṇa in any form of devotional service, specifically Shravanam Kirtanam, we will see the senses will be enlivened. All the senses. And these are some of the praman from Shastra. One is Bhīṣma Dev's situation, other is Rupa Goswami's statement. And here specifically it says, Tushtva Janayam Visrajan. So Janayam Visrajan is Bhīṣma Dev is about to leave his body. And at that time, Tushtva is offering prayers. Or is about to offer prayers, or beginning to offer the prayers. Whom is he offering prayers to? Janardhan. Now, this word Janardhan is also very important to note. What do you mean by Janardhan? One is the killer, the one who kills all his opponents, all the miscreants. But then Janardhan has much more deeper meaning for devotees. Jana means Kṛṣṇa's Nija Jana, his devotees. Ardhan means nourishing, maintaining. So Kṛṣṇa nourishes his devotees. Therefore, specifically here, the word Janardhan is used because Janardhan, Kṛṣṇa, is nourishing his devotee Bhīṣma Dev by his glances. Prabhupada writes, the Lord is the controller and the benefactor of all living beings. That is the verdict of all Vedas. I'm going to read, you have to tell me which shloka Prabhupada is talking about. He is the supreme eternity and living entity amongst all the eternal living beings. And He alone provides all the necessities for all kinds of living beings. Nityo nityo nam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. So Prabhupada is saying, I is quoting his favorite shloka, that Lord, He is eternal. Amongst all eternal personalities, He is the topmost. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam. He is the most conscious being. And specifically, Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. Who is Lord? Lord is Janardhan. He is the one who maintains all the living entities. He is the one who provides all the necessities for every living entity. Whenever you're sitting alone, just look around you and count how many things are needed to sustain us. Just here also we see we'll be sitting with our bottle. In the pockets we'll have our handkerchief. And the devotees who wear specs, they will have specs. Yes. And in general also you see we need so many clothes to wear. We need our bedding to sleep. We need so many things. And who is providing all that? If you analyze this deeper, Janardhan is providing. Who else is providing? Janardhan is the one who nourishes his Nija Jana, his own devotees. And here we see Bhīṣma Dev is nourished by Janardhan. Now when Bhīṣma Dev is nourished by Janardhan, a nourished devotee, a spiritually nourished devotee, so enthusiastic, he starts rendering devotional service. And here Bhīṣma Dev, he starts rendering devotional service with full enthusiasm. Nourished by Kṛṣṇa, on the bed of arrows, 3 arrows which have gone through the forehead. In that situation, he is rendering devotional service. What is that devotional service that he is going to do? He is going to offer prayers. That's the only thing that he can do. He is going to offer prayers. See, one thing to note, pure devotees, for them situations does not matter. In every situation, they know it is possible to serve the Lord. In every situation, it is possible to serve the Lord. And here Bhīṣma Dev, when he is lying on the bed of arrows, he knows, I can serve the Lord. And the service is, I'll do Vandanam. I'll offer my obeisances to the Lord by offering prayers. And he begins offering prayers. Very deep and very philosophical prayers. Shloka 32. Shri Bhīṣma Uvacha Iti Materupakalpita Vitrishna Bhagavati Satvata Pungave Vibhumni Swasukham Upagate Kvachit Vihartum Prakritim Upeyushi Yad Bhava Pravaha. Who is speaking? Bhīṣma. Shri Bhīṣma Uvacha. Iti matir upakalpita. Now let me invest my thinking, feeling, willing. Onto whom? Onto Kṛṣṇa. Bhagavati. Who is this Kṛṣṇa? Bhagavati. He is Bhagavan. Vibhumni. He is all powerful. He is all great. And what else? Swasukham upagate. He is always self-satisfied. Kvachit vihartum prakriti upeyushi yad bhava pravaha. Kvachit sometimes prakritim upeyushi. He enjoys the transcendental pleasure, Prabhupada writes. How? By descending to the material world. Yad bhava pravaha. Although from him only the material world is created. Iti matir upakalpita. Let's discuss on this first. Matir upakalpita. So one is mati or mind. Upakalpita is to offer, to invest. So what is Bhīṣma Dev doing? Bhīṣma Dev is offering because he has to offer something. Kṛṣṇa has come. Supreme Lord has come. I have to offer something to the Lord. And what is Bhīṣma Dev offering? He's offering his mati. He's offering his mati to the Lord. Now another very nice thing that our acharyas say. So mati is strilingi. So mati is kanya of Bhīṣma Dev. So Bhīṣma Dev didn't marry but he had a daughter. Yes. And here Kṛṣṇa has come. The best of the Purushas. So Bhīṣma Dev is thinking, let me offer my kanya to this best Purusha who has come in marriage. So in that mood, here it is said, matir upakalpita. So let me marry my mind to Kṛṣṇa. Let my mind be always fixed on Kṛṣṇa. Vitrishna. What is Vitrishna? Vitrishna means that mind which has no other desires. No other desires. So Bhīṣma Dev does not want anything now. That's first. Second, Bhīṣma Dev does not want to allow anyone or anything to come into his mind. He wants only this mind to be fixed on Kṛṣṇa. He wants this mind to be completely attached to Kṛṣṇa. And Prabhupada says this in the purport. Because Bhīṣma Dev was a statesman, the head of Kuru dynasty, a great general and a leader of Kshatriyas, his mind was driven over so many subjects and his thinking, feeling, and willing were engaged in different matters. Now, in order to achieve pure devotional service, so what Bhīṣma Dev wants to achieve? Pure devotional service, Shuddha Bhakti. He wanted to invest all powers of thinking, feeling, and willing entirely in Supreme Being, Lord Kṛṣṇa. See, one thing when we are doing our sadhana bhakti every day, one thing that all of us should note is, we should be practicing pure devotional service. Or at least we should have this desire that I want to become a pure devotee. Then only will they get this question, Bane to kaise bane Shuddh Bhakt? Then the question will come. If there is no desire to become pure devotee, this question will never come. And when there is no question, you will never get the answer. But as soon as we have a question, that how to become a pure devotee, and then you read Srila Prabhupada's purports, Prabhupada will reveal that to us. He will reveal. Therefore, many senior devotees, I've heard from them, they say, the Bhaktivedanta purports are like personal letters written by Prabhupada to the disciples, all his future disciples, to everyone who was going to follow Srila Prabhupada's teachings. And here see what Prabhupada is saying. In order to achieve pure devotional service, what did Bhīṣma Dev do? He invested all the powers of thinking, feeling, and willing entirely in Supreme Being. So this is what it means to be a pure devotee. Where the person thinks of Kṛṣṇa. When we say thinks of Kṛṣṇa means what? He thinks of his name, form, qualities, pastimes. Yes, understood. I was just watching a video. Some person from Braj, from Vrindavan. Yes. So that person, the one who is taking video, he is asking him, looks like a sincere fellow. He was asked, what do you want? You're in Vrindavan, what do you want? And he's saying, Maharaj, kuch nahi chahiye, Maharaj, kuch nahi chahiye. नहीं बताओ कुछ तो चाहिए होगा. नहीं कुछ नहीं चाहिए, बस किशोरी जी से मिलना है, बस कुछ नहीं चाहिए मुझे. I just want to take darshan of Srimati Radharani, और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. वृंदावन में क्या करने आए हो? कुछ नहीं करने आया हूं, बस मुझे किशोरी जी से मिलना है. I was very happy, to क्या बात है ना, so much of eagerness, to take darshan of the lordships. But then I was thinking, for my own self, what should I be doing? Should I be also doing this? Did Srila Prabhupada teach us this? Srila Prabhupada didn't teach us just to hanker to take darshan of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada has taught us much more than that. It's a very, very great principle. Very, very great principle. Only after some time we'll understand this principle. Initially it will be difficult to understand. But our acharyas, they've given a great principle, and Prabhupada has explicitly highlighted this in the purports. And what is that? The principle is that as a pure devotee or aspiring pure devotee, what should I think of is, or what should I hanker for? What should I be willing always is, how can I serve Kṛṣṇa better? How can I serve Kṛṣṇa? How can I please Kṛṣṇa? This is the mode of a pure devotee. ऐसे नहीं कि नहीं मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है जीवन में. This is not the mood that Srila Prabhupada has given us. Prabhupada has told बहुत कुछ करना है जीवन में. बहुत कुछ करना है. There's so much to do. Therefore, Prabhupada has given us a mission. There's so much to do for the mission. Therefore, those devotees who are in this line, the line of, or we can say Prabhupada Anugas, followers of Srila Prabhupada, they have a completely different mindset altogether. They are not very keen about just sitting at one place and doing nothing. They are very keen about serving the mission. They're very keen about pleasing Kṛṣṇa. So they understand very clearly that if I serve this mission of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, if I help or assist the acharyas in the parampara to expand the Kṛṣṇa consciousness, Kṛṣṇa will be very pleased. Before that, the acharyas will be pleased. And surely Kṛṣṇa will be very pleased. And this is what devotees hanker for in this line. This is the mood that our acharyas have given. So this mood has to be clearly understood. When the mood is understood, then we will not get deviated when we hear things here and there on YouTube. Yes, from people around. The mood has to be very clear. So what is that thinking, feeling and willing entirely on Supreme Being? What does that mean for us? It's all about thinking about how to please Kṛṣṇa. Willing for pleasing Kṛṣṇa. And feeling for pleasing Kṛṣṇa. All the time the devotee's thought process is this, that how to please Kṛṣṇa by rendering service. And especially those devotees who are able to give only few hours a day, especially for you. See, there should be a slot in the day which is exclusively meant for thinking, feeling and willing for Kṛṣṇa. Therefore, all the base devotees, they have this morning slot. They're not supposed to do anything else apart from sadhana in the morning. After that, they also don't know what they'll be doing throughout the day. Yes. Am I correct? I can tell this because I was a base devotee. Staying in the base. Morning time, yes, sadhana time. After that, clueless. What's going to happen next? Once we go to office, what the boss is going to say, what the colleagues will do, how the mind will get contaminated, we don't know. This is weekdays. And when it comes to weekends, we try our best to invest our thinking, feeling and willing only for one thing, that is for pleasing Kṛṣṇa. Doing missionary activities. We like it or we don't like, we train ourselves like this. And very much needed, very much needed. So we have to, obviously, we all are brahmacharis, but then we have a kanya, because we understand Bhīṣma Dev, he has a kanya, and that is our mind. We have to marry our mind to Kṛṣṇa, not to anyone else. Very, very important point to note. Yes. So whom is Bhīṣma Dev offering his mind to? Bhagavati. He's offering his mind to Bhagavati, Bhagavan. And specifically he's using the word Satvata Pungave. Satvata Pungave means leader of devotees. And Prabhupada elaborates on this point. See, when you're studying Prabhupada's books, we can do this. You see the shloka, word to word meaning. And then you try to analyze where has Prabhupada elaborated this particular word in his purport. You'll be thrilled to see how Prabhupada wonderfully elaborates. Sometimes it might not be in sequence, but Prabhupada has his own logical sequence which he presents in his Bhaktivedanta purports. So when you do this, or when you study purports in this way, you'll feel like studying more. So look at this, Prabhupada says, pure devotees of the Lord have no desire other than service of the Lord. And therefore they are called as Satvata. So here is the answer to the question, why pure devotees are called Satvata? Because they don't have any other desire than serving Kṛṣṇa. The Lord is a chief amongst such Sattvatas. Because he is the leader of all of them. Everyone is aspiring for his pleasure. Bhīṣma Dev therefore had no other desire. Here comes a very important point, a punch on everyone's face Prabhupada is giving. Unless one is purified from all sorts of material desires, Lord does not become one's leader. Desires cannot be wiped out, but they have only to be purified. So when we ask this question, why Lord is not taking charge of my life? Lord is not interested. He does not want to become our leader. Why he does not want to become our leader? Here is the answer. If one is not purified from all sorts of material desires, then Lord is not very keen. Not very keen. Prabhupada continues, he says, it is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 10.10 by the Lord himself that he gives his instruction from within the heart of a pure devotee who is constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. Sometimes I've heard some devotees saying, बस भक्ति करते रहो, जो भी bug मिला है ऑफिस में मिट जाएगा. You'll be able to find the solution for the bug. Hey Baba, Lord does not give intelligence to sort out the bug that you have got in your code. And I've heard sometimes people quoting Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam. Bhagwan buddhi denge ye solve karne ke liye. Hey Baba, for what? For what Lord gives intelligence? See, Prabhupada is writing. Yena mam upayanti te. Such instruction is given not for any material purpose. Not for any material purpose. For what? But only for going back home, back to Godhead. So Lord gives intelligence. Lord gives intelligence. This is a very, very hope-giving thing for a sadhaka. Very hope-giving thing. Because all of us will be stuck at one or the other point in our life. Specifically stuck. We feel stuck when it comes to advancement in bhakti. And as a devotee, really, he is desiring to advance in bhakti. Kṛṣṇa will give intelligence. He will tell what to do at this point of time. Maybe directly as Paramatma or through some devotees, through some seniors. He'll instruct what is supposed to be done. And one point that is made here. For ordinary man who wants to lord it over material nature, the Lord only sanctions and becomes a witness of activities. But He never gives the non-devotee instructions for going back to Godhead. Why Lord does not give instruction to non-devotee? He's supposed to be sama. He's supposed to be equal to everyone. Looks like He's not equal to everyone. Why Lord does not give instructions to non-devotees to go back, come back to Godhead? Simple answer. Because they don't want. They don't want to go back, come back to Godhead. You describe about Vaikuntha, they say, if you tell them the Vaikuntha is like this, once we go there, we'll never come back to this material world. And there'll be people who will say, Arey baapre, aisa hoga? Nahi jana hai mujhe. I want to be here. In fact, one person told me this very explicitly during my college days. Whatever little I heard, I used to speak during my BTech days. So that time I said, it's very important to do bhakti. When we do bhakti, we'll break the cycle of birth and death and we'll go back, come back to Godhead. We'll never come back to this material world. And suddenly one person spoke, one of my classmates. अरे बाप रे ऐसे होगा? नहीं मुझे वापस आना, मुझे देखना है कि क्या एडवांसमेंट हुआ है कलयुग में. I want to see what my family members are doing. I want to see all that. I want to go back, come back to Godhead. So since people don't want to go back, come back to Godhead, such people, Kṛṣṇa will never give intelligence or instructions to going back, come back to Godhead. Prabhupada elaborates, non-devotees never care to take any instruction from the Lord. And therefore the Lord is silent in their case. Although He witnesses all their activities and awards them the necessary results, good or bad. At least we shouldn't come in this category. We shouldn't come in this category. And what will decide, are we in the category of devotee or non-devotee? Our desire will decide. If you are really desiring to become a pure devotee, Kṛṣṇa will give intelligence. If you are okay, we just want to be a thanda devotee, just somehow push on. अच्छा लगता है भक्तों के संग में. It's very nice. You wear white and white and you sit with devotees. Very nice. Peaceful. Devotees glorify me so much. So nice. So I'll stay back here. But then pure devotee and all is too much for me. If that is the case, then we'll not come in the category of devotee. We'll come in the category of non-devotee. And Lord will not be very keen to become our leader. He'll not take charge of our life. And that also goes on to say that we will never attain Kṛṣṇa's eternal service. Never. Never. So this is what he's talking about. Satvata Pungave. Who is the Lord? Who is Bhagavan? He is leader of devotees. Then he uses the word Vibhumni. Who is he? He is greatest. No one can be greater than him. No one is equal to him. And therefore his name is Asamo Urdhva. Asama Urdhva. There is no one equal to him and there is no one greater than him. Therefore he is Vibhumni. Okay, what are the other characteristics? Swasukham upagate is always happy and blissful. Lord does not need anyone to be happy. Naturally satisfied with him. Naturally. He does not want anything from outside. And therefore, if people want to be happy, we have to associate with a person who is happy like this. And you know what? Those devotees who associate with Kṛṣṇa, by rendering devotional service, they also become very happy. And happy devotees are the ones who attract more people to Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Sad devotees are the ones who will be the responsible or who will be instrumental in removing the existing devotee also. See those new boys who come for the programs. When they look at our smiling faces, उनको लगता है सबके सब खुश कैसे? Once it happened, I gave a session. And after that, one boy came, very inquisitive. He came and he said, all of them, how come they're smiling always? And my answer was that you keep coming for the session. You will also become one of them. Yes. So this point is very important, that Lord Swasukham Upagate. He is the one who is completely satisfied within. He is the one who is always blissful within. And anyone who comes in touch with him naturally becomes blissful. If you are not blissful, it means you are not in touch with Kṛṣṇa. And whenever you hear in the class that Kṛṣṇa consciousness is very blissful and you don't agree with it, it means you are not in touch with Kṛṣṇa. That's what it means. And touch with Kṛṣṇa means you need not be holding the deity all the time. Yes. Chanting the holy names is enough. Doing Shravan Kirtan is enough. And then he tells something very nice about the Lord. Vihartum prakriti upayushi yad bhava pravaha. So Lord, he does his pastimes. There are two understandings that is given here. One understanding is, Lord in the form of Purusha avatar, he accepts Maya, Prakriti, by glancing on her. Okay, quiz. Which Purusha avatar? Which Vishnu? Mahavishnu or Karno Dakshayi Vishnu, the first Vishnu, who glances on Pradhan, and that's how it becomes Mahat Tattva, and from there all the creation begins, the material creation happens. And one point to note, that Lord glances, the material nature or the material creation begins, it all manifests, but still it remains under the supervision of the Lord. Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti, he explicitly says, under my Adhyaksha everything is happening. This is one understanding. Second understanding that is given is, Vihartum Prakritim Upayushi Yad Bhava Pravaha. So it means Lord descends in this material world. Why he descends in this material world? He enjoys transcendental pleasure. To enjoy transcendental pleasure, he descends in this material world. Which material world? That material world which has come from him. And Prabhupada gives two reasons in his purports. First he says, Lord descends to this earth to bestow his pure devotees the boon of devotional service. Just to bestow them the boon of devotional service, Shuddha Bhakti, he comes. And now second one is very nice, which Prabhupada mentions. I was very happy when I read this. The Lord also desires the association of his pure devotees. So Lord wants to associate with his Shuddha Bhaktas. Therefore he comes. And what he does after coming, associating with them, for them only the Lord descends to earth and enlivens them. He enlivens all of them by giving his association. When we say Paritranaya Sadhuna, this is what it means. Deeper meaning. Obviously, when we speak to people in general, we say Lord comes to protect the devotees. Protect whom? And our acharyas give a deeper meaning. Protect pure devotees. Pure devotees are always protected? No. They're going through a lot of pain. What is that pain? The pain of separation from Kṛṣṇa. And Lord manifests himself. And he removes that pain and he protects them. And Lord is protected. So in this way, we understand that Lord appears by his own will, Prabhupada says. He is not forced by the conditions of material nature. He is therefore described here as Vibhu. This is the last line. Or the Almighty, for he is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. So here, Lord is called as Parama Tattva. He is supreme. He is Vibhu. There is no truth beyond him. No truth. I am remembering a Mayavadi sannyasi who spoke about a truth, Parama Tattva. Follower of Shankaracharya, and he would just go around defeating people like anything. Speak impersonalism and defeat people. That was the goal. So you know what he did? He went to Vrindavan. He went to a wrong place. And there he started arguing with people. And he was defeating. And this personality's name was Madhusudan Saraswati. And there he took darshan in one temple, and then he was coming out from there. One devotee went to Madhusudan Saraswati and he said, so you took darshan of the Lord? He said, yes, I took darshan of the Lord. So, do you agree that you are Brahman? He said, yes, I am Brahman. Do you agree that everyone else also is Brahman? He said, yes, everyone is Brahman. Then he made a very strong point, the devotee, very intelligent, Kṛṣṇa Bhakta Bada Chatur. He said, tell me, when you are going around defeating people, do you get pleasure? He said, yes, I feel very nice. When I defeat people, I feel very nice. I feel a great achievement. Then he asked a logical question. How can Brahman defeat Brahman and still be happy? And Madhusudan Saraswati went mad hearing that. Yes, sahi kaha hai isne to? I am Brahman, the other person is Brahman, and I am defeating him and I am getting pleasure. How is this possible? And then he spent a lot of time in Vrindavan. And guess what? From Mayavadi, he became a pure devotee. Just by spending time in Vrindavan, hearing great sages at that time. And then he comes back to Banaras, the hub of all Mayavadis at that time. And there, he was chanting the holy names. He was crying in ecstasy. And all those disciples and other sannyasis, they were all puzzled. Kya ho gaya isko? Why is he crying, chanting the holy names? At that time, they called a sabha. Enough is enough. Mayavadi sannyasi cannot behave like this. Same sabha Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also attended, looks like. So this sabha, where all the Mayavadi sannyasis came and they asked, so you tell, O Madhusudan Saraswati, you have to tell. So what is Parama Tattva? And at that time he said, Kṛṣṇāt param kimapi tattvam aham na jane. He is saying that I don't know any param tattva beyond a personality whose name is Kṛṣṇa. Everyone was puzzled. Because for them, it's Brahman, it's Nirakar, it's not a person, it's impersonal. And looks like they asked, describe more about this Parama Tattva. At that time he said, Vamshi vibhushita karat navanira dabha Pitambarat aruna bimba faladharoshthat Purnendu sundara mukhat aravinda netrat Kṛṣṇāt param kim api tattvam aham na jane. He's saying that Kṛṣṇa, Vamshi vibhushita karat, who holds Vamshi, he plays Vamshi. Navanira dabhat, oh, he's very, very beautiful. Like freshly formed rain-filled cloud. What does he wear? Pitambara. Aruna bimba faladharoshthat. He wears yellow garments and his lips are very, very reddish. Very, very reddish. And how is his face? Purnendu sundara mukhat. He's like a full moon. Arvinda netrat. And his eyes are like lotus petals. This personality is Kṛṣṇa, and beyond him, I don't know any tattva which is greater than him. So he proved it to everyone that Kṛṣṇa is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Vibhu. There's nothing beyond. And you know what? Bhīṣma Dev is also speaking something on these lines in the next shloka. Shloka 33. Tribhuvana kamanam tamala varnam Ravikara gauravaram ambaram dhadane Vapur alaka kulavratananabjam Vijaya sakhe ratirastu me navadya Vijaya sakhe ratir anavadyastu me. His point is that I don't have a desire for anything. I just have only one desire. That is, I want rati. I want attraction. To whom? Vijaya sakhe. Who is Vijay? Don't look around, I'm talking about Arjun. Hey, why Arjun is called as Vijay? Any idea? Prabhupada writes in the purport, Arjun was always a conqueror. Why Arjun was always a conqueror? Because Kṛṣṇa is his friend. This Prabhupada's line. So the one who has Kṛṣṇa with him, he's always a conqueror. And Bhīṣma Dev is taking this opportunity to address Kṛṣṇa as Vijaya Sakhe. Because Kṛṣṇa is very pleased when he's addressed in accordance with his devotees. And then he describes 4 aspects of the Lord. He says, Tribhuvana kamanam. O Lord, you're very, very beautiful. Only on this planet? No, in all the 3 worlds you're extremely beautiful. How do you say that? Because, oh Lord, wherever you went, everyone, they were one-pointed focusing on you. They're not even blinking their eyes looking at you. Some examples, please. Okay, when gopis would take darshan of the Lord, they would be one-pointed. When? Okay, when Lord entered Mathura. When Lord entered Mathura, everyone was, all those ladies were at the top of the terrace and they were all looking at him. When Lord went to Hastinapur, same thing. When Lord came back from Hastinapur to Dwarka, same thing. And you know what? When Lord went to the higher planetary systems, same thing. And therefore, with full confidence, Bhīṣma Dev is saying, Tribhuvana kamanam. O Lord, you are that personality who attracts everyone in all the 3 worlds. There's no one. And Rukmini Devi also, she says, you are Bhuvana Sundara. In her letter she writes, This is the shloka, first shloka. And she's glorifying, oh Lord, you're Bhuvana Sundara. You are the most beautiful personality. In all three words, you're the most beautiful personality. And anyone who has eyes, their vision is completely sarthak. Their vision has become completely satisfied only when they take your darshan, O Lord. Otherwise, they will be completely unsatisfied. So how is the form of the Lord? Bhīṣma Devi is saying, Tamala Varnam. Lord has got the complexion of Tamal tree. Therefore, in the separation from the Lord, the Rajvasis, when they would look at Tamal tree, they would go and embrace, oh Kṛṣṇa. They would go and embrace Tamal trees. Ravi Kara Gaura Vara Ambara Dadhane. On the bed of arrows, Bhīṣma Dev is remembering Kurukshetra Yuddha. And on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, what is Bhīṣma Dev remembering? He is remembering the dhoti of Kṛṣṇa. See, Bhīṣma Dev was on one side, Kṛṣṇa is on the other side. And war, according to the Vedic culture, according to the rules and regulations of Yuddha, it happens only in daytime. Sun is there on the sky. And that sun, shine, and the glittering dhoti, everything put together, it's so very effulgent. So Bhīṣma Dev, when first he says, oh, you have Tamala Varna. Then after that he says, oh Lord, your dhoti was glittering. Amazingly it was glittering. Ravi Kara Gaura Vara Ambara Dadhane. Oh Lord, you are wearing a very beautiful dhoti. Prabhupada is writing, while fighting was going on between Arjuna and Bhīṣma, Bhīṣma Dev, instead of focusing on fighting, I don't know why, Prabhupada says, Bhīṣma Dev's attraction was drawn by the glittering dress of Kṛṣṇa. Maybe he's shooting arrow, and then, oh, Krishna's dhoti, and then arrow goes somewhere else. Looks like because of that he couldn't shoot on Arjuna. Then he says, Alaka Kula Avrata Ananabjam. So one is the beautiful lotus face of the Lord. It's lotus. And he has got beautiful curly hair around. And this curly hair are like bees. And they are licking the honey from the beautiful lotus face of the Lord. So Lord moves his head and the hair also moves as if the bees are going around the face. This is one. Other thing that is described by Prabhupada in the translation is that lotus face, Alaka Kula Avrata, which is covered with the paintings of sandalwood pulp. Now this is very nice when Kṛṣṇa would go to graze the cows. Already Mother Yashoda has done nice shringar. But when Kṛṣṇa goes there, all the gopas would come remove everything. I think dhoti will be there, rest everything they will remove. Yes. All the ornaments and everything. They'll get a cloth, wipe Kṛṣṇa's face, then they'll get some chandan or minerals, different colors, and they'll put around Kṛṣṇa's face. They'll decorate it very nicely. Then another Gopa would come and say, Ye kya bana hai? And then he would wipe. And then he would start doing shringar. And like this, it is described, sometimes the complete day would go in just doing shringar of Kṛṣṇa. And same thing with gopis. They would also take opportunities to do shringar of Kṛṣṇa. So in this way, our Bhīṣma Dev is remembering all this. He has just begun his prayers. And when he said Vijaya Sakhe, he is remembering that pastime on the battlefield of Kurukshetra where Lord is there on the Ratha of Vijaya. There is Arjuna. And what all things Bhīṣma Dev is saying, that he is describing. But when he is describing all this, it looks like he is in different rasa. Is he in Dasya rasa or no? He is in Dasya rasa. This is by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. This indicates his attraction for the sweetness of the Lord absorbed in which rasa? Virya rasa during the battle. And his absorption, in that absorption, he is relishing it. And Prabhupada makes a very important point. He says, transcendental relationship with the Lord in any one of the different rasas is relishable by respective devotees in the highest ecstasy. Less intelligent mundaners who want to make a show of being transcendently related with the Lord artificially jump at once to the relation of conjugal love, imitating the damsels of Rajadham. Such a cheap relation with the Lord exhibits only the base mentality of mundaner, because one who has relished conjugal humor with the Lord cannot be attracted by worldly conjugal rasa, which is condemned even by mundane ethics. See here, Bhīṣma Dev is also having a nice exchange with the Lord. He's in a rasa. What is that rasa? He's in Dasya Bhav. He's in Dasya rasa. And also in Virya rasa. The secondary rasa is Virya rasa. That is the mood of chivalry. Now, in this shloka, it's not clear. In the next shlokas, it will be clear. So, here, Prabhupada's point is, what is the need to jump directly to conjugal rasa? That is Lord's pastime with his intimate devotees like gopis. What's the need? And there are people, it's not just about jumping. They say that I'm already situated in that rasa. So initially they are like, okay, Kṛṣṇa is my lover. And after some time they become Kṛṣṇa and they want lovers. And before they were participating in Krishna's Rasa Leela, now they are Kṛṣṇa, they do Rasa Leela. So therefore, many times it is found, these Sarjiyas, who in a very, very premature way, they think that they're already come to that bhava, that stage of having intimate relationship with Kṛṣṇa. So they are the ones who end up committing sinful activities, and looking at them, even materialists will spit at them. What sort of devotees are they? This is what Prabhupada is saying here. Therefore, it's very important that it's not about jumping. It's about rendering devotional service. And when we render devotional service, things will be revealed to us. There's no need to jump and be in anxiety. And here we understand when it comes to Bhīṣma Dev, he is relishing at his level in the mode of chivalry. Viryaras. As of now, he has described your varna is tamal varna, your dhoti is very much glittering. And after that, he starts his description. And after this verse, the other verses are clear. He is in this rasa only. You know what he says? He says, oh Lord, you're looking so beautiful. What's the beauty? Your hair, it was covered by the dust raised by the hoofs of the horses. You're looking beautiful, but the beauty was increased. How? The arrows which I shot on you, that created wounds on your body. The blood was coming out from that. That blood drops. Wow. And then he says, oh Lord, you're so obedient to Arjuna's commands. And just by you glancing at everyone, their lifespan was shortened. And then he acknowledges the Lord. Oh Lord, I saw you did this. Arjuna went into ignorance and you spoke Bhagavad Gita and Arjuna's ignorance was removed. May that Lord be my attraction, the object of my attraction. So in this way, Bhīṣma Dev's prayers are all about one prayer, one hankering, at least these verses that we saw. What is he hankering for? Oh Lord, you become the object of my attraction. मुझे और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. I only want one object of attraction and that is Kṛṣṇa. This can be the prayer of all of us. If you are inspired by Bhīṣma Dev, we can always pray to the Lord, oh Lord, I don't want to get attracted to anything in this world. Anything. I just want to be attracted to you. You please inspire this in me. You please make this desire of mine stronger and stronger. You please bless me. You please empower me to be attracted to your lotus feet. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki